The Benji Stanley Award is inspired by the tragic life and loss of a 14-year-old schoolboy 14 years ago. He's the reason that this is all what it is and what it's become. I've learned that from tragedy, there has to be opportunity or it means nothing. A life is worth nothing. Benji has always been the edge as to what I thought could be prevented. And let's just say, and I have to share this with you, because up until the Rhys Jones tragic loss of life, 150 lives will have been lost under the age of 23. 15 of them had sporting and artistic potential. I believe that 3 of them would have represented this country with distinction. I met the mother of Benji Stanley last week. Denise, would you like to come out, please? By the way, this woman has fostered 430 children. She's an East Ender, like me. In Moss Side, just making a difference. And I was a bit of an emotional coward. But I could not do this evening unless she was here. And she told me of her son's basketball potential. She told me what he was like, 6'2", around the same height as my son Jordan, with great potential. And then one night, at 7:50, she heard a sound that was changing her life. It wasn't in vain. It wasn't in vain. This is what his life represented. That is what it has become. The person who's going to receive this award is somebody that has grown up in Moss Side, played basketball, went to the States, was coached by Kevin Cahill. I met him over 25 years ago when I was a very bad prospect to mess around with. He played his basketball in the States. He came back and is in the northeast of England. He has been in Moss Side without pay, committing back to the neighbourhood. I could not think of a more suitable recipient of the Benji Stanley Award than Carl Miller. You're supposed to get rather closer rather than distant. Helen, where's Helen? You should be in this photo as well. By the way, Helen, Mrs. cousin? Uncle?
It's her uncle.
It's her uncle. Benji was her uncle. By the way, Benji was 21.
No, he was 29.
29.
Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. Helen asked if she could come. Would she be allowed in? Silly question. How could I not? But and she has great potential. But the streets are not safe, are they? They deserve a chance to realise their potential in a wonderful nation that we afford, that has the Commonwealth living in this wonderful nation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very quickly moving on. The Commonwealth of South Africa has represented 15 years of our work. I went there in '93 and contributed to what sport may help in healing the wounds of the distasteful digestion of apartheid. And at a moment's notice, and Jan will testify to this, I would be over there trying to play my part. The Youth Charter launched as part of the Youth Day celebrations in '96, and we've consistently contributed by way of helping shape policy and the establishment of a Youth Charter desk in South Africa. All challenges aside, it has always been about realising Commonwealth potential, because most of the students would come to Manchester University or the other academic institutions and they'd heard about the Youth Charter. 23 countries have visited our offices, and the former Miss South Africa, Bigisu Khumalo, was here and is now back working for Investec in Cape Town. She is now also running a youth football team. So the philosophy stays with her. The recipient of the Madiba Award, and Nelson Mandela signed, whilst President, 10 scrolls. They are still in a safe. We hope to be able to give them to South Africa by way of the build-up to 2010 Soccer World Cup. But that opportunity has to be realised when we feel there is something real and tangible. This young man came to me at the suggestion of Tony Medwar as part of a mentoring project in government, and he felt that I might be able to assist him in some way. He came to Manchester and spent a day with me, and he did not have a very good command of the English language, and that was helping him struggle with his studies. He expected to fail his exams, and he was overcoming a number of personal issues that in many instances would not have seen him succeed. I simply gave him what I was able to receive from those who gave me the extended, many would call intense coaching. By the way, Jan played her part, as did 2 or 3 others. Eddie Schultz went to Peru this year, and if you go to our website, he produced a blog, and I would say his command of the English language is sufficient enough for him to be able to achieve, was it first class honours, Eddie?
Pardon?
Was it first class honours?
Yeah.
First class honours in his degree. He went to Peru. Even more news. He went to Peru and took the Youth Charter Philosophy, where doctors are helping thousands of children who don't go to school, but who through our worksheets will be able to be empowered and released with numeracy and literacy. He's come back. He told me he needed a job, and today he's got a job. That's what we do. That is a serious, serious achiever. And I'm absolutely convinced they cannot deny him his wish to actually be part of the sports science delivery at the 2012 Olympics. The Madiba Award goes to Eddie Schultz.
Thank you.
The final award sadly reflects the young life of a man who was lost a year and a half ago. Jesse James was a 15-year-old schoolboy whose body was found in the grounds of the Moss Side Millennium Powerhouse. There is a DVD that will rapidly, hopefully, I think extend to you what the powerhouse represented. Don McKinnon saw what so many people from all over the world came to see. For whatever reason in the world, things are not as we would wish. Mia will remember those who went to South Africa with us. It was simply a dream. It was a place where they would develop and grow, somewhere to go, something to do, and someone to show them the way. Unfortunately, I know where I was on Saturday morning at 10:20 when I was told that his body had been found outside of the basketball court. Carl will know the cage. The cage was somewhere that the gangs had agreed would be safe. For whatever reason, the trust was broken and we were not able to make that life safe. I've spent the last year and a half with the family. Rose and Barbara were meant to be here. They are not. I don't know why. But all I can say to you is, Jesse was an exceptional sportsman. He was an exceptional scholar. He would have been an exceptional human being. His life has impacted on 200 young lives, friends, school colleagues, teammates. But there is no support. Well, that's what we've been trying to do. The fact that Jesse, I know, would have been a great achiever in whatever walk of life he chose to go into, I believe that it should be afforded to someone who has come from our past and our journey in the hope that special but normally very quiet human beings make the loudest and most impact. Fiona Thorogood is going to even more dislike me for what I'm about to do. But she shared the journey, grief, I think easy over 20 years. She has typed more words, indescriptive, understood, misunderstood. But she came to our offices with her 2 children, and she gave some words of inspiration to a mother who was struggling with her son who would not go to school. It had an impact, possibly only short term, but it had an impact. And Lisa was able to help and pursue something by saying, well, if she can do it, I can do it. She just helped me make sense of me. Jan and her have had many discussions as to why they should tolerate the madness that I try and present to them. But Fiona. So, I have sent my thank yous to all of you, most sincerely. Please do not let 15 years of work, no, not 50, 15 years of work, 40 years of work, because I simply took the baton from Gordon. All that has been done, all that haunts me, still inspires and motivates me. But I was a team player who led a Great Britain team that happened to, at the Europeans and Commonwealth Championships, know what home country competition intensely could be about. Sorry to those who feel I have big feet and have trodden on them, but I have big feet and I always say sorry. So at the end of the day, it is about the youth. They are the future. Please empower them, or they'll empower themselves. It is what it is what it will be, but as I have learned, it can only be what we allow them to make it. And for those who wish to enjoy old age gracefully, we have the Olympic Games, we have the Commonwealth Games. It will take 15 years, but we need to start now. Godspeed, safe journey. Sorry, if I could not do this by way of, I'm sure you will have all welcomed the culinary delights that were provided. In my culture, most cultures, food is a wonderful bonding influence, and by your bellies being filled, you are likely to more want or wish to listen to me. Let's just say I asked my mother to do it, because that's what I always do. The mothers who prepared the food, therefore, how can you not be sustained? In Africa, they have kept the young in the community sustained, and if government wish to know what to do about guns and gangs, just let the women take over.